Hello and welcome to Walk and Talk in Korea. Today we are at the Uncheon Reservoir. Kind of see it right behind me here. The Uncheon Reservoir is a huge reservoir right next to downtown where City Hall is. And during the cherry blossom season, this is the place to be. The entire place is surrounded by cherry blossoms. It's a lush, almost swamp-like reservoir. Tons of wildlife, gorgeous trees, fully shaded. They also have plum blossoms and magnolias and everything else. We're just going to take a walk around it so you can see and feel what this reservoir looks like. I would recommend coming at the end of March, early April every year. That's when cherry blossoms are blooming typically here. And check the schedule because it does shift every year depending on the climate. So here we go. I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. I know I am. We're going to start off to the left because this area to the right has some really cool little insert walkarounds, and I feel like those are a good way to finish off the video. It's basically a circle, but yeah, we're going to actually, we'll walk through the middle area, come to think of it, because the outside isn't as interesting, but yeah, take a look. Cherry blossoms everywhere, not blooming, of course. You can see you got a lot of lily pads down here growing. And we'll take a look. If I see any lotuses blooming down there, I will definitely stop and take a gander. Supposedly there's more water in here than, or there is normally more water in here than this. Not quite sure why it's been drained lower than usual. Yeah, the way this thing circles around, the center part is actually kind of up here, which is odd, so we'll come and do a circle on this center part and then head around from there, giving you the full view. There's also a bunch of cafes here as well, which are pretty neat to look at. Oh, there's a jet up there. Looks like a F-15, possibly. There's a lot of flyovers in Gwangju. I think there's a Air Force base around here over by the airport, I believe. There's a separate Air Force base. So this is a very popular place to come during cherry blossoms. These are all cherry blossoms around here. And people just come here and you see all those majestic cherry blossom pictures. This is where you're seeing them. There's another jet over us. You can kind of see off into the distance. Gorgeous tree. Nice little place to take a rest up here. We'll walk up and do a nice little kind of 360 view of the reservoir. This is one of the places that everybody says to come to when you visit Gwangju. And it's good for view, but it's not like a relaxing park like you see some of the other parks here. 518 Park is a really, really good one for nice shaded walks. Lots of lush scenery. You can see all of those lily pad type of things across the park. I did put on some mosquito repellent because mosquitoes here are a bit out of control. Okay, kind of take a look. Gorgeous cherry blossoms again, how they kind of grow out over the water. And they also drop cherries, these cherry blossoms. But from what I'm told, they're very bitter. They're not really the type of cherries that you would snack on, but if you look on the ground as I'm walking, you'll see some kind of scattered around here and there. Those were from the cherry blossoms. They actually just finished dropping all of their cherries not long ago. Right now you'll see mostly mulberries in trees if you're a berry person. So we'll continue going off this direction on the reservoir and just explore those little circular areas. One of the circular areas, which we'll probably end up skipping, but it's right over here. You can kind of see it off in that distance. Lots of lush plants, but it's right along the roadway, so Not quite as serene as the ones over here with all the buses and trucks. There's some of the water growing in here. They had this whole area dug out when the cherry blossoms were going. Oh, there's some ducks. I don't know if you can see them. They're right there in the middle. Looks like a whole family of ducks making their way into the bush there. But yeah, it was all dug out, all dirt and mud. I don't know why. Drained completely of water. I don't know if they were just doing some work around here, but it wasn't the prettiest of times to be doing a cherry blossom picture scene, because the scenery around here was just like these almost just the little islands and then barren dirt. Kind of unfortunate. Okay, I'll walk around this area here. This is another area people take pictures. Not quite as crazy as the other one. The other one you saw, those cherry blossoms are very old. There are some of the bigger ones that are at this park. These ones you can see are much younger. This island was probably built, by looking at the trees, maybe 20 years ago. I don't know exactly how to age these trees, but maybe 20 or 30 years ago. Lots of cherries on the ground here, whereas those ones at the other side, those much older trees, maybe 50 years plus. Oh, there's a lotus out there. Kind of hard to see. It's pink. Hard to see with my eyes, which means probably impossible to see on the camera. Somebody told me that this camera has the ability to zoom in, and I'm sorry, but I haven't figured out how that works. It's not as simple as like twist or squeeze or push any other buttons. It says tap and hold to adjust digital zoom. Okay, we're gonna give this a shot on the actual lotus that's over there. We'll call this experiment video with zoom functionality 1. And it's digital zoom, so it probably means that it's not gonna be as glorious as an optical zoom. So press. Okay. Let's see. Oh, we can go to a grand total of 2x. You still can't see it. Okay, well, that was a good experiment. Let's continue. Maybe we'll see some closer and I can use that for something else. I appreciate you hanging with me on that one. And I know you can't hear the wind, but there's a very nice breeze. It rained last night, so everything's a bit damp. There is a fountain in the middle over there. I don't know if you can see that well. Let's see if I can play with the zoom again, and there you go. Yeah, that did a lot too. I might not use that zoom very often. It seems kind of silly. But there's a big fountain in the middle, and I'm told they run a fountain show at nighttime. Lights and everything. Haven't been over here at nighttime. That is a noisy one. We're about 45 minutes to an hour from where I live in Bongseong-dong, which is quite a walk, or a bus ride if you're 45 minutes, or subway. Walking is about an hour and a half, so coming over here at nighttime doesn't always make sense. Also, when you do come here during the cherry blossom time, as I'm sure that'll be part of your desire when you're here in Korea, especially if it's in Gwangju, be prepared for crowds. I mean, this area here is like shoulder to shoulder walking the whole way, all the way around. It is insane, especially this area right here by the roadway. Those are very lush cherry blossoms. Some of them are very old. And that's where the picturesque ones take place. So you can expect crowds. That being said, this isn't the only place with cherry blossoms. I think a lot of people, when they come to Korea, think that cherry blossoms are in one spot or another, but they're everywhere. They're up and down certain roads, and they're hard to miss, especially during cherry blossom season. So don't worry if you can't come here. You will see them. Now I want to highlight one cherry blossom tree in particular because it's a unique one, and it's this one right here. Something happened with this cherry blossom. It's not the healthiest one, but it was blooming cherries or cherry blossoms about 2 weeks before all of the other trees. It was just bright white, like that pink white cherry blossom, and none of the other ones in the park were. It was very interesting looking. And as you can see, this is very hangy. Some of these cherry blossoms in here are called what's called weeping cherry blossoms, which is kind of unique. There's not very many of those in town. I think I found 3 total in all my walks. But it's very well shaded. Now imagine all of this pink, white cherry blossoms, the whole thing. And that's what this area really looks like. I've not seen this one before. Or I've seen it, I just didn't realize it has these little pink things on it. Not a cherry blossom, of course. And the telltale sign way of knowing what's a cherry blossom and what's not are these little rings on them. I don't know if you can see, but they have these like little stripes, almost like zebra stripes on them, and all the cherry blossoms have them on there. These benches also very popular for pictures during cherry blossom time. You'll see a lot of majestic shots of lots of cherry blossoms all around you, swinging on a tree. There's lines for those. It wasn't even worth it. I think they were 30, 45 minutes probably to get a picture on the swing. When there's cherry blossoms all over the town, this is just call it the Instagram location, where if you're an Instagram person, you're coming here. This is the spot. And the rest of the year, it's not nearly as busy. The floor ground is covered in cherries. I don't know if you can see. Those are the cherry blossom cherries. They're everywhere. Apparently they stain clothes and stuff as well, so you kind of got to be careful with them. Okay, we're coming around to the big turn. This is also a big picture location over here. There's also a lot of cafes, so if you're a cafe person, you like to sit down, have a cup of coffee, looking out at nature, this is a popular one to come to. It's affordable like all cafes. It's not like the States where you have one coffee shop that charges $4 for a cup of coffee and another place charges 12. That's not really a Korean thing. They're pretty well the same price everywhere. Low end around 2,000 to 3,000 won for, let's say, a latte, which is about $1.50 to $2, all the way up to maybe 7,000 won, which is around $4. Like, that's the top end. And I mean, what the places do that are busier is they don't necessarily charge more because they're more popular. They just sell a lot more coffee. And I'm sure you guys know this, but coffee is extremely profitable. It's right up there with soda and movie theater popcorn. I mean, furniture, jewelry. It's one of the most profitable items that you can sell in the world. So if you're a coffee shop, you don't necessarily need to raise your prices. It's not necessary. The volume will make up for it. The places I've found that charge more are typically roasteries. So, you're paying a premium for having freshly roasted coffee as opposed to, coming from Costa Rica or Colombia or something like that. So if you like delicious, freshly roasted coffee, you do pay a little bit of a premium, but we're not talking a lot. We're talking 6,000-7,000 won. There's another area that people like to just come and see people set up chairs and just sit out and look out over the reservoir, look out over the city. It's a really good shot. There's Mudongsun. I think that's what that mountain is called. I keep messing that up. I don't know why. I'm going to do a video on that next week, actually, kind of an ASMR style 3-hour hike to the top from the bottom. So if you like those types of videos, check it out. And then over far to the left, you can't really see, but that's where City Hall is. Lots and lots of more tall buildings. And this is just typical condos in Korea. Same with over here. Tusum Place is a very popular coffee joint here. It's really know how to compare it to anything. They have some food there, but it's all like microwavable food. They focus on coffee and sponsorships. A lot of the coffee shops here, like Mega Coffee and Venti Coffee and all those, Compose, they partner with K-pop stars to promote them. Ooh, look at these hydrangeas. They're not doing too great. They look like they've seen better days, maybe some sun damage, but you see the different colors that are coming off of them. So apparently dogs aren't allowed to pee here, but maybe I can. Joking, not going to. Maybe, probably not. Some of my favorite things to see with hydrangeas is when one plant is producing multiple colors. It's just blows my mind. It's so pretty. You kind of have that up here, actually. See these ones? These pink and purple ones are producing, or maybe different shades, but they're different times of the year, or different types of soil produce different color flowers. Some of these might be older versus more mature, I'm guessing too. But yeah, hydrangeas, beautiful. There's some white ones kind of either finishing off or working their way up. More some pink ones over there. We just finished up rose season here, and if you're a rose fan, you missed out. Sorry I didn't do any videos on those. Well, actually I did some shorts, so if you like shorts, I did a few. Looks like that's all ginseng, I think, over there. Maybe a ginseng restaurant. Can't quite tell. But roses were amazing. Before that, there was, of course, the cherry blossoms and plum blossoms, and there was some yellow flowers that were everywhere, too. Of course, dandelions were going nuts. But it's kind of cool in Korea. It's almost like you just go through, like every few weeks you get a different type of flower popping up here, and the other ones die off, so you don't really have to wait long. Even during the wintertime, there were a bunch of winter roses. I loved those winter roses. They were gorgeous. Here's some orange flowers that I'm not going to pretend to know the name of, but you don't see a lot of orange here in Korea, so we'll get some of those. And you know, another fun thing is the winter time, or the fall time. The fall in Korea is gorgeous with the ginkgos changing colors and all of the trees. It becomes that stereotypical orange, yellow, red, gold, just amazing looking. So if you don't miss out by coming here in, say, September, October, November. Actually, I think October, November is probably when you want to come for fall. We went to the palace during that last fall, and they have some of the most beautiful Japanese maples there, like massive, and they're super dark red. So if you're going to Seoul, you're going to have some great scenery. A lot to look at, that's for sure. Okay, we're coming up on finishing up this video of the Uncheon Reservoir. Please check out my Instagram, which is Walk and Talk in Korea. There'll be a link in the video description. And watch my other videos, especially the shorts. The shorts have actually been getting a lot of attention. Thousands of views. The regular videos, not so much. I think maybe not everybody's interested in seeing this like I am. I really enjoy just taking walks every day and seeing nature. But that's not everybody's cup of tea. They'd probably rather watch a couple people doing pranks on somebody or beating somebody up or something like that. But that's never going to be these videos. These are all going to be, look at this, look at that, hear about my times in Korea. Before we finish, here's just a quick board showing off some of the more important things to look at here, as well as the river itself, or the reservoir itself. If you're the type of person who can read Korean, read it up. If not, at least you know what it looks like. Perfect. Oh, we have a little flower garden. Let's go ahead and do that. And they're in cute little soccer ball looking pots, planters. I don't know if it was done for the World Cup or if they're always that way, but we're gonna check them out. Okay, I'm gonna pop this off for this last part so you can get a better look down at some of these flowers. Those are yellow ones. I'm not even gonna pretend I know the name of these, but they're all very pretty. I like those purple ones. Just gonna let you see all of them. These purple ones are amazing. The butterfly agrees. If you know any of the names of these flowers and you wish to share, please put it in the video description so others can share your knowledge. And if you don't, that's okay too. Maybe just enjoy the beauty like I do. Perfect. All right. Thank you very much for walking with me today. I'm going to be doing another video here soon on the 5/18 Memorial Park, which is the massacre of the Korean students by the military back in 1980. So if you care to see some of that history and the gorgeous park that goes with it, go ahead and check it out when I put it out. Have a great day. Bye-bye.